We live.
You struggled with that, didn't
I did, man.
you?
It's been a morning,
Has it?
man. Like I woke up
I don't feel
at
like it's been that rough.
1 o'clock,
I woke up
sweating.
at 2 and was like, where is he?
I woke up sweating, so I was like, man, let me get out of here. Let me go on this and get on out of here, man. Um,
I've really been trying to indulge her, like when she asks to sleep with us, because she doesn't ask a lot.
yeah.
And over the
Good
weekends, good
morning,
morning,
Sherry.
Sharon. Over the weekends, I'm always like, nothing's going on. You can sleep in here. But my God, having both of them in the bed,
I don't like it.
they're only small for so long. That's what people keep telling me.
Yeah,
The other day, she asked me for the 8 millionth hug in
yeah,
like an hour. My mom was like, you gonna miss those hugs.
yeah.
I was like, I probably will. But today, I have reached capacity.
I don't want a hug.
My
I
goodness.
don't need another one.
You hear me telling? I was like, give dad mine.
I'll be like, yeah, please, come on, bring it in, bring it in. Well, welcome to the coffee break. I always feel like you should say that. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Artika.
Welcome.
It's
um,
43 degrees in Ohio right now. We are
and
sitting
someone
at,
in Ohio has shorts on.
it is 57 here in the Atlanta area.
So
Ooh.
yesterday, Artika gave me a lesson in meteorology or science. Or she was talking about the solstice. I was like,
Oh. I was like, what
what
lesson
did
did
I
I
say?
give you in
What did I
meteorology?
say? Like I was talking about
You asked why it was getting dark
yeah,
earlier.
the
And
daylight savings times wasn't on.
and I'm like, the rotation of the earth and the tilt.
Yeah,
He was like, I forgot about the tilt.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
be look,
we were also telling Tommy, we were talking to my mom
yeah,
about Alaska, because my aunt and uncle and cousins spent like maybe 20 years in Alaska. Maybe
yeah,
not that long, but it was a long time.
yeah.
Um, they spent quite a bit of time in Alaska, and we were talking about the time period where there's 23 hours of light and an hour of dusk. And Tommy was asking questions like people be asking about Africa. So they got regular cities.
Well, I didn't know. Like my idea of Alaska is snow everywhere. People are bundled up.
So October probably starts the season that they get snow.
Good morning, D Brown.
Good morning. They start getting snow in October, and they'll have snow clear through till maybe like May. But it's like, okay, it's kind of like, I think I've told you this before, where I spent like 2 or 3 birthdays in a row in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and every year on my birthday it snowed when I was in Chicago.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'm not gonna say it's hot in the South on my birthday, but we definitely don't have a chance of snow
yeah.
when my birthday comes around. My birthday's the first week of April. And everybody in Chicago was just like outside, like girls had on skirts and boots. And I was like, now this is pants weather in the South.
Man, yesterday I asked Artie, I said, what's the temp outside? She said 68 degrees. I said, I should have wore a jacket.
I was like, I've never heard you say
or
anything more
or look,
southern.
or a light sweater. She wore a light sweater.
Never heard you say anything more sweater until you said you needed a. I mean, more southern until you said you needed a light sweater
Mhm.
at 68 degrees. In the mornings, though, when I take Lily to school, I always contemplate um like how much should I bundle her up. So I'm like, she gonna be sweating by the time she gets home from school.
Yeah,
So I don't know. It's 48 degrees here, and we're headed to my 5-year-old's flag football game.
you better bundle up.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Lily had the option of playing fall sports, and it was gonna be outdoors, and I opted out.
Mhm.
I was like, we'll hit y'all for the winter sports that are indoors.
Yeah,
So we're gonna push
but I'll
her,
be out there.
and we're gonna push her to like February for her start.
I'm gonna be out there. Um,
I just hope that she finds something that makes her have to like run and jump and be really, really fast, as she likes to say,
yeah,
because she says she's fast like the Flash. You know, Mama is worried about coughs, running nose, and sore throat. Trust me, I know. Lily woke up this morning with congestion. She sneezed, and I felt like it went everywhere. So I just gave her some congestion medicine in hopes it go ahead and knock it on
hmm
out. But she gonna have to sleep with her humidifier
today.
for the next couple of nights.
Yeah.
And
Drake.
our room is also probably a lot colder
Yeah,
than hers
of
because
course it
I
is.
sleep. I get really hot in my sleep.
Yeah, I got hot with them in the bed, so I was like, man, gotta get it
Good
out of
morning,
here.
Elisa.
Good morning, man. What are we talking about today? Because I've been searching,
He searched all over, couldn't find nobody.
couldn't find nobody. Like I want to talk about this Drake album,
Didn't listen to it
but yeah, it's pointless to talk about the Drake album if you didn't listen to it.
with me.
Right. Um, 23 and Me had a data breach.
And you know, I have not used 23andMe. Good morning, J Dub.
What's up, J
I
Dub?
have done Ancestry, of course.
Yeah.
And my uncle and aunt have done 23andMe.
Yeah.
And I was talking to them about doing it because he said he hit some like he was going through and trying to do the family genealogy. And he hit, do you look high and low? Oh. He was saying that he hit like some dead ends when trying to figure out things because we don't know much about my grandmother's mother's family
Yeah.
because my grandmother's mother died really young and shortly after she had my grandmother. And I think it might benefit me a little bit more to do it as well because my uncle and my mom don't have the same mom and dad. They just
hmm
have the same mom. So that would help with my mother's father's leg possibly.
Yeah.
Um because again, his mother died when he was young, so we don't know much about them.
Yeah.
So just trying to find out more information. Talk about the hair clips. What hair clips? Something happened with some hair clips?
I don't know.
Look, tell me so I can know
Um,
if I missed it or not.
what you think the wildest story with that? Like, first off, I think the DNA genealogy stuff is pretty cool. Um, but I always wondered like, what's the wildest thing they gonna find out?
I'm sorry, I just saw Jordan got to meet Kirk Franklin last night.
Oh, this is
I was like, oh, look at that.
oh Kurt.
You said the wildest thing that they found.
Yeah, I know people be reporting on it.
Oh, I don't know. What would you think is wild?
Um, two grandparents, are actually like brothers and sisters.
Oh, I'm sure that's more common than we think.
Oh, I seen that.
Drake wearing very colorful hair clips in public and videos. I
I
haven't seen it. I tend to not
I
care
seen
much
that
about
picture.
what
I
Drake
just
is
kind of
doing.
like overlooked it because I was like, man, this dude.
I don't
Like like it's
follow
funny.
Drake, but I do know his name is Champagne Poppy.
It's funny though. Like Drake,
That's interesting.
I'm like, if Drake does not sing on his album, I'd be like, man, this is gonna be a solid album. But he started that singing stuff, man. I'd be like, bruh, come on.
Has he not sang on every album?
Every album he sung on it. Like when
Insanity is you thinking that he's
yeah.
not gonna sing.
No, it's um like it was cool earlier, right? But it's like this dude's putting out R&B albums. I want to hear you rap.
For some reason, him and Nikki both think that they can sing.
I'd be like, bro, like, why do you want to sing when you can actually rap? You like your flow is better than he said he's a singer. I don't believe that he's a singer. Like
Aubrey's not a singer. Or if Aubrey is a singer, he's not a good
he's
one.
a lover, probably.
Well, I've told you that his music to me is just light skin love songs.
I just think it's and people be talking about he got a ghostwriter.
He probably
Hey
does.
Jackie.
She's over here. We're not talking about her, Jackie.
J Dub. That's JW too. J Dub. Anyway.
He can't see her because she's
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Um, but yeah, man. It's funny because it's like
Mhm.
Drake just I'm like, man, Drake came out with a fire diss record
Who
on
did he
Meek
diss? Oh,
Meek
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 Mills.
Mill.
Okay.
Almost won a Grammy. It was up for a Grammy.
Okay.
It's like how does this song, you know, and Meek Mill couldn't do nothing about that. There's no response to that.
Meek Mill didn't feel it in the studio and make him jump up and down like he does on the other song.
Man,
What's the song he be jumping up and down on?
everything. But
No, this is one song that people feel like they need to rap it word for word and jump up and down when they rapping it. Is
hold
that
up, wait a
Dreams?
no.
Yeah, that's what.
Hold up, wait a minute.
What's the name of that
Y'all thought
song?
I was finished?
What's the name of that song?
I don't know.
Is that Dreams and Nightmares?
I think so. It's on that album.
Well, I'm about to look it up now.
But Meek Mill, like he didn't have a response for that. But Drake came out with the album. The album is not bad. It just you kind of like for
Yeah,
me,
that's the song.
like the first 8 songs are like the album, and then after that you kind of get lost in it. They was talking about he was dissing Rihanna. I was like, why? There's no point in dissing Rihanna's like her sex game at that. Rihanna's a billionaire. Like she don't care about you. Say what you want to say, man.
First and foremost, stop talking about people that ain't
Right.
talking about you.
Right.
Because Rihanna does not care at all.
It's funny. The
She
first
trying to raise what's them babies' names? Lil Riot and RZA. That's
I
their names.
I don't know.
That's their
Oh,
names.
is it?
Yeah.
So Drake has the first song is called Virginia Beach, and somebody was trying to make a tie to Pusha T. You know Pusha T from Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, y'all stretching, man. He does not want to mess with Pusha T. Pusha T made a song telling the world about that he had a son that he was trying to hide, and his
Where's
son
the Kleenex?
over there. Wipe your nose, man. Get your Kleenex. Wipe your nose. See, right here, Lily. Lily, right here. Right here.
On the table.
Keep talking.
I don't remember what we were talking about because they just threw me completely off. What were we talking about? You can't remember either, huh?
Drake and his album.
Oh, you said Pusha T told the world about Drake's son. He said he wasn't trying to hide his son from the world. He was trying to hide the world from his son. I find out the most about Drake and his alleged beefs through listening to podcasts because like I literally scroll past anything that Drake does. Like, don't follow Drake on Instagram, which is where most people see things.
Yeah.
Um, I remember when he put out that alleged album cover with all of the for what was it, Certified Lover Boy,
Mm-hmm.
with all the little emojis or whatever. I was like, I don't get it, and I had to listen to a podcast to explain it, and I still don't remember what actually happened.
I don't know. Um, but yeah, it was a solid album. He got a track with J. Cole,
Mhm,
one of my favorite rappers.
mhm.
Um, that was the highlight. 21 Savage.
You wanted me to say
21. Yeah, I
21,
thought you were
21.
finna say 21. Can you do something for me? Um, but yeah, man, it was a solid album until like track 9 once it started getting repetitive to me. So
How does an album get repetitive?
it sounds like one song. It was somebody else that did that. I think Janae Eiko, like her whole album, like she's so which she came out with a, children's album, like singing lullabies and stuff. Like her voice is dreamy to me,
Hmm.
and everything just sounded the same. I mean, purely everything.
Nope, don't listen to her either.
Um.
I was so lost when I saw her in concert
Oh yeah.
because I went for Nas and Lauryn Hill, but she was the opening act,
Hmm.
and I was like, don't know any of these songs. Sorry, guys.
Mm. This is the picture
I
you
saw it.
talking
I
about. Oh,
pulled it
okay.
up. I knew that if people were talking about it, he would have it on his Instagram page
Yeah.
because he likes to draw attention to himself. Okay.
So,
Oh
what else
God,
happened this week?
Jackie, this is Jackie's fault.
What?
She's like, "Can I sit with you?"
No.
Come on, Lily. I just saw a video of Drake in the club with a huge Rubbermaid container of cash. I don't understand. Like, she's some co-hosts.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
You say hi, Auntie Jackie. Tell Auntie Jackie hi. Say hi. Say it right here.
She's like, nah, I'm great.
Tell her right here. Say
I'm
hi.
good. Oh,
No.
something
No.
that I
Okay.
heard that I don't know if it's true or not, but Kanye West, they said Kanye has a rule for his wife on certain
I hear
things
that.
that
I'm
she
trying to
can
turn it down.
on certain things she can eat. She can't speak in public or something like that. I was like, what type of controlling mess is this?
um, Kanye confuses me. Okay, you taking that with the superhero. I don't understand Kanye, current Kanye. I don't think I've really gotten Kanye since maybe the second or third album. Since then, he's been eccentric for me,
Yeah.
and I don't even follow the music anymore.
Yeah. Like when he did the gospel music, I thought that was so cool. I think it still is. That was a solid album too.
Never listened to it. I've heard songs here and there, but I never like sat down and listened to the album.
But that's interesting though. Like I was talking about this yesterday with a coworker about
I would
uh
say you didn't go to work yesterday, but you didn't go into
yeah.
work yesterday.
Um like
You put them in there to take a nap.
it's funny, man. I get distracted by other sounds.
Go ahead,
I'm
Tommy.
like the dude that be like squirrel.
You are.
Um,
Go ahead. You do
but
this.
no, like we were talking about like we were talking about like women being submissive, submitting to their man or
Mhm.
whatnot. And Lily, you gonna have to be quiet, man.
I got this. I'm talking to it.
uh, but yeah. So men, women submitting, but I was like, it's a controlling feature, man, that people use, and I think they misuse it sometimes. And this is a grand misuse of submission, the word submission, because
I don't think anybody truly knows what that means
they don't,
because submitting to everybody is you need to do what I say, do when I say do
and that's not the case.
it.
Like if you're dating a child, then you need to be
Well,
put
you
in
shouldn't be
jail.
dating a child.
Right. That's
Okay,
what I'm saying. You need to be put in jail. But
you do it.
um but just sitting up here trying to tell somebody how to live their life and stuff like that, I don't think that's the right way to do it. And for this lady to be his wife, she seems like she's the one that just does what he said. Like she's a
We don't know anything about her.
yeah, she's just arm piece. You know, like him wearing a watch. This is my wife.
Mm-hmm.
That you know.
The interesting thing though, like, okay, he don't want her to say anything, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. I was listening to Kerry Washington on the Breakfast Club, and she was saying that she made a conscious decision with her husband to not share their relationship on social media.
Hmm.
She was like, "You won't see my husband or my kids." But on the flip side of that, she was like, "My parents are always on my social media."
Yeah,
And it's just one of those things of, I don't want to say protecting things,
yeah.
but it's like, it's different if it's a conscious decision that you came to collectively, right?
Hmm.
But it's wild when it's like, no, you can't do this because I said so, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's just really, really awkward to me. Um, but like I think with us, we never had a decision about not putting the children on the internet, right?
Hmm.
Because Lily was born just before a pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Then we spent upwards of a year where nobody got to see her. So it was like the only place that our families could see her was at minimum putting it on Facebook,
Hmm.
because I'm not about to go through the list and be like, let me start a text message thread to send all of y'all pictures, because that gets very annoying
Yeah.
very fast.
Yeah.
But from the standpoint of we're not going to post this or we're not going to post that, I don't think me and you have ever had like that type of conversation about anything
Nah.
outside of like, I'm not posting the tag number on anybody's car,
Yeah.
the name of her school, stuff like that. But like as far as
What?
I just looked down and she's like,
Oh. Kids say that kids do the darndest things.
we never like had the conversation about any of the other stuff. Like it was just literally no
Thank you.
no identifying information. Like I'm not about to put my address on the internet, but
Yeah.
outside of that, whatever. You can talk.
What?
No, I'm saying like how he's
Uh,
like, don't speak. You
yeah.
can talk.
Yeah. Right. Right. Look. I'm sitting up here like, man, what else happened this week, man?
I sent you your Dion update. You can go ahead and do that.
No, I won't do that right now.
Yes. I
Who put that
I
sock?
don't know who bought those socks. I thought it was me, but
Oh.
you make it seem like I didn't.
Um. What else happened this week? The senator McCartney. McCarthy.
Oh, what's it called? The oldest one died.
Oh yeah.
Didn't you tell me that this
She
week
was.
or was
I
that
don't know
last week?
when that happened, but she was 90 years old, and she died. So now they're trying to. The replacement is a black lady,
Mm-hmm.
lesbian black lady.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What city was she in?
Um, California.
I said
And I
city,
know that's
but
not a city, but that's where she come
that's what
from.
I meant though.
I specifically I don't know what city she was
San
in.
Francisco.
I thought Nancy Pelosi was San Francisco.
No, she was the first female mayor of San Francisco and the first woman to be elected to the Senate from California.
Oh,
Diane.
Diane Feinstein.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So she
Tell me
put
over here struggling.
man. I am like, and the thing is, it's like a lot of stuff happened, you know. But like my head's been in this book, this surprise, right? My head's been in this book. And they was talking about the black education, like black schools, and how
Oh,
uh
that text you sent me about education and crime.
yeah,
And I don't we never actually finished that conversation. I text you one thing and you was just like, okay.
yeah, cause I was working, but
Well, you
like
want texted to me during work.
the correlation between education and crime and poverty.
What's the name of the book?
Hold on, I can tell you in 3 seconds. Count it.
One, two, three.
That's not 3 seconds. That is definitely not 3 seconds. What are you talking about, man? It's Punished for Dreaming by Bettina L. Love. Of course, I didn't read it. I was listening to it.
What? Same thing.
But
You
like,
took
but
your hours.
yeah, but like she was like she didn't all out say, "Hey, poverty, education, and crime are all correlated together." But it like stuff that she was saying in the book made me think about those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, because the biggest thing that I've started paying attention to more lately is the idea that we have to figure out the school situation with Lily and Quad. It's like, man, what do we do? Do we send them to public school where opportunities may not be there because lack of funds,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Which is, well, it's not a lack of funding what we're experiencing now, but
Right, right. But lack of funding, it comes to to the schools that do poorly on the test. And she talked about, and I know you explained that to me a few like every time we talk about this, but um talked about the change between like the funding started happening because they started testing students. Like they give them grades based off of how well the school tests.
Mhm.
Um,
Which is why that Atlanta public schools cheating scandal happened.
yeah, because they were just trying to make sure that they test well.
Mhm.
You know,
You know what's interesting with that, and this is just like actual what happened with me in school. I took which algebra did you have to take the gateway test for? One or two?
I don't even
I think it
remember
was
the
algebra
gateway
one.
test.
You know we had to take the test when we
Yeah,
took algebra in
man,
high
we
school
had to
though.
take a bunch of tests.
Okay. Whatever. So my high school math teacher for that we had to test for that was also the girls basketball coach, right?
Hmm.
Girls basketball was like one of the things that we dealt with all the time. Like I sold like chips for the girls basketball
Yeah.
team in the mornings, but he never taught us for the test, right?
Hmm.
But all of his students passed the test.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say that like it was like we were like a brilliant group of students or anything, but it was like his motivation was you need to know the material.
Yeah.
I got you for a good time, not a long time.
Right. Right. Right.
So let me get the material that you need to know. And what he did was he took like you know how they tell you there's so many questions that focus on this, so many questions that focus on this.
Yeah.
What we need to focus on is making sure that you learn the concepts of the ones that have the biggest set of questions.
Yeah.
And then we trickle down from there. And if you don't understand something, don't spend a whole bunch of time on it. Skip it,
Yeah.
come back to
Yeah.
it.
Like it's crazy. Like because the thing that caught up in my head, right, is if I'm teaching you to understand this test
Mhm.
or pass this test, at what point in my life that I come up with a problem that I'm not able to use the resources around me to figure it out.
That's true. That was one of the things my brother interestingly enough told me when he first went to college because my brother was a late
Yeah.
college starter. I think
Yeah.
he might have been in his 30s when he first went to college. And he was like, you don't have to know a lot of stuff. You need to know how to find
How
the
to find the
answer.
information, man. That's all you have to do.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
That's all you got to do is be able to find the information. And if you can find the information, you should be good.
Right. So, and that's one of the things is that we drill into people that they need to know things. And there are things that you need to know, but there's also a lot of stuff that you just need to be able to find out,
Yeah.
like figure out where it is. Nobody made us think, which it wasn't a thing when we were that young. But when we were learning our multiplication tables, nobody told us it was going to be a calculator on our iPhone.
Nope.
that we always have with
Nope.
us. There's
Nope.
even isn't there a calculator on your Apple Watch?
Yep.
You always have a calculator with you
There's
and
not a
don't have to
time.
look for it
There's not a time where you don't have a calculator.
unless your phone is dead.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, it's interesting though.
But the thought process with crimes and education, the conversation that I or the message that I sent back to you was I think that um or no, it wasn't education, it was poverty.
Yeah.
I think that impoverished people commit different crimes
Yeah.
from wealthy people. Not to say that wealthy people don't commit crimes, because we hear a whole bunch of money laundering and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. The crimes are just different.
Yeah.
That's just like, even you take it a step further to, like, remember when the news was like talking about the drug triangle
Mm-hmm.
in Alpharetta, Johns Creek, and I can't remember what the other tip of it was.
Yeah.
And they were like, there is an epidemic happening with opioid deaths. And I'm like, oh, it's an issue because you're in the wealthy triangle of Metro
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
This is where the money is. It's an issue, but people in the hood die of heroin. They're just junkies.
Yeah. That was the thing that they was talking about in this book about the crack epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
Like how crack would give you more time, right?
Mm-hmm. But
And
cocaine is pure.
yeah, and that the users, they wouldn't give them the help. They would just, look at them as, you know, lost causes and throw them in jail too. So it's the education system. It's basically, she broke it down, and I'm trying to get to the point to where she finds solutions. Uh, but the education system, how it's failing the inner city, the brown people. Um, and it's an interesting book, man. Very interesting book, and I'm curious to see how it ends, because I'm curious to see what she says about the fix for it, because I see the problem. I'm living through the problem, and it's basically kids not having the opportunity to, like, shown those different opportunities that a lot of the other kids are shown, because um for lack of words, is you don't have the funds. We ain't got it. Is basically what the issue mostly comes from. So um moving right along, I watched this movie, the Heist 88 on Showtime this week. And for some reason, I'm more interested in how people money laundering. Uh
Is that the one with Courtney B. Vance?
yeah. And the crazy part is, I only remember him as being Angela Bassett's
Husband?
husband, or what you call it.
She said, can you share the book title and author again?
Yeah, yeah. It's okay, my bad.
Screw me back. Let me see.
It's Punished for Dreaming, by Bettina,
Spell it.
Bettina,
Mm-hmm.
Love. You can put that in the chat so they have it. Okay, whatever. But that's it. Punished for Dreaming. Um, but yeah, solid book. But no, Heist 88 was a good one. But I'm interested in, like, money laundering and not doing it, but just how people come up, and it's a true story.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, like, actually got me interested in it, is because
Oh,
back
she
in
she went to Georgia State.
did she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she lives here, I think. And she's from New York.
Yeah.
Was a hooper.
Oh, okay.
They talk about that in the book. But no, Heist 88. I'm trying not to spoil it, but it is about robbing a bank in the 80s. But it didn't work out that way. uh that shows growth in me.
What?
Uh, Telling people about books I'm reading.
'Cause I told y'all for the first like 5 years, I didn't know
Yeah,
he could
like
read.
that's
Maybe
so
even
funny.
7.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
When did you get on your Audible kick?
Probably like a year or two ago. It's definitely like within the last 4 years.
No, I was driving to work. So it's been
Nah, I wasn't listening to Audible like that.
I used
Kevin Hart came out with a book. That was the first Audible book that I
I remember we
listened
both
to.
listened to that because that's when I was working in home care and I used to listen on my way to and from
Yeah,
work.
but I used to that like I would have podcasts that I listened to
Hmm.
and different stuff like that, and then I realized Audible is like a podcast. It's just an actual
I just
book.
be mad that it's like $15.
Yeah,
They
and so
be like, we got this version for $8.99, but you gotta buy certain stuff.
yeah,
No,
I was like,
it's
man,
my book and I want it now.
I was like, man, like, let me go on and just listen to this. And then I was like, oh my God,
I
this
need
is
to
a great way to do it.
I need to get you to the library
Yeah.
because Libby is an app and they also have audiobooks
Oh yeah.
that you can borrow. So I've been I actually read 2 books through the Libby app and then I've listened.
We need to go to McKay's to see and look through my Audible books so I can buy the book that I listened to.
We haven't been to McKay's in a
So,
really long
yeah,
time. That would actually be cool to take them
next time we go up there, we'll go.
because they would be able to go through the children's section and get
Yeah.
some new books.
Yeah. Um, what was we talking about? Oh, Heist 88.
That's what you was talking about
Yeah, that's
because
you don't want to talk about it.
I didn't see it.
I
I
thought you
looked up.
watched it with me.
I watched like maybe 10 minutes of it when they was talking about doing wire transfers,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Is that how it work?"
No,
Because
them.
I've done a wire transfer. I've
Nah,
never worked in a bank, obviously.
I'm just telling you, like that was like, and for me seeing it,
Hmm.
I was like, this is so stupid. But
Hmm.
then they they didn't have computers.
Hmm.
Like I don't. I was like, why do they think doing a wire transfer is gonna work? But technically, it would have.
Hmm.
Um, and then I was like, the computers wasn't there. They like the bank was transferring over two computers like 2 weeks, and they was just like they was like, well, we're gonna hit this lick before uh, everything transfers over. And the fact that it was a true story, I was like, wow, okay,
No, I was just looking at it like I've done a wire transfer because I've done a few because we had to do them for the
yeah,
house.
yeah,
I was like, it did not happen like this.
man, no,
Seriously.
man, don't you hate that? Like she started coughing and looks at you.
But in my face, and
Yeah,
then she covered it up
yeah.
after the fact.
I was like, literally, just
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
and
Don't be glaring at me. Turn around.
yeah, buddy. What you got, man?
I don't know.
I'm
I
tired of pulling straws.
mentally I have nothing. I don't even
Man,
remember sending you any stories this week.
I
Like
sent you something this morning about it happened in the
go get it. Go
1970s.
get your blanket. Oh wait, you can't get your blanket.
Where is it?
Our bed.
Oh, get this one.
Get the orange blanket from down there.
Um,
And
something
then
I
look at
did,
whatever you sent me.
something I didn't know that happened. Right, it's a video. It's like a 3 minute video.
Thank you. I don't want the blanket. You do.
So
Why
in
you giving it to
November
me?
1970 in Florence, Oregon, the carcass of an 8-ton whale was exploded using half a ton of dynamite. The deceased whale had washed ashore for a few days, and the local authorities believed that the blast would propel its remains out into the ocean. However, the
I,
outcome turned out to be quite different. Instead, large chunks of whale blew up and came down onto the beach and onto people.
okay, so wait. Why did the whale explode?
They they were trying like the whale was dead
Okay.
and it was just on the beach. It had washed ashore, right?
Okay.
And so it started stinking
I can see
because it's
that.
dead,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to get it off the beach.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't push it. They didn't want to chop it up because who's gonna chop it up.
Mm-hmm.
So they decided I'm gonna blow it up. I'm gonna blow this well up, and it should blow up and disintegrate enough to where the seagulls will just come on the beach and eat it, and we can just clean up the remains. But what they didn't,
Nobody thought that through.
this is 1970 now. Not saying that people in 1970 were dumb, but that was stupid.
Well, my thought process would first be, even if I'm going to blow something up and I'm going to be like, the seagulls are going to come eat it, I should at least think that, hey, I'm exploding something. It is going to like blow everywhere. We need to close this beach.
Yeah. So they did close the beach, but people were there to see them blow this thing up, right? Because I mean, like a big whale, and the thing that y'all gonna do is blow it up. I want to see it. So they counted down, did the 10, 9, 8, 7, the
Mm-hmm.
countdown, and it blew up.
Mm-hmm.
But the only issue with that happening is the whale blew up and started landing, like large chunks started landing on, like going back towards them. So people are running out the way. If they showed a picture of like a car being completely destroyed by a large chunk of whale. Half the whale didn't move. Yeah. So like it was crazy. 'Cause I was like, y'all could have thought of something better to do if you was gonna blow it up, right?
I wonder the what the solution is for that now. Like in 2023, if a whale washed ashore.
They would probably like this. Like I would think they would just take something like the little thing that grinds stuff, like a
Mm-hmm.
tree grinder, and just run it through there. It's gonna stink, but run it through there to where it shoots into something that they can just throw away, throw in the ocean, or
I can only imagine how bad that smells. Cause
man,
like
you
I
know it
think
stink.
about
It's a whale.
well, I think about this one beach. I can't remember where it was. I want to say it was Puerto Rico, but it may not have been Puerto Rico.
Hmm.
But they had a ton of like dead fish washed ashore,
Yeah,
and like resorts on that beach had to close
yeah,
because it smelled so bad.
yeah,
Um, like first they shut down like the patrons access to the beach, and then they had to like shut down until they got the fish cleared out.
yeah.
But they had to figure out why the fish were dying, because it was like schools of fish just dying on the
Did
beach.
they ever
They
figure
figured
it out?
out whatever it was. This wasn't really that long ago,
Yeah.
but they had to shut down for like 2 or 3 weeks
Hmm.
because of the smells. And that makes me wonder, how long were they going to work with the smells before somebody was like, we got to do something about this?
Man.
Because most of the time, the people that are having to deal with the smells
Yeah.
are making the least amount of money.
Right.
Like, I'm saying, like the staff that has to go outside and
Mm-hmm.
run the water sports, or um bring you drinks on the beach, the bartenders outside, like those people are not in a no, cuz my mic is right here and she still moves herself. um I forgot what I was saying. Oh, like the people that like make the decisions are not the ones that are going to work on the resort every day.
Yeah.
It just is what it
That's crazy. But I thought that was interesting. I was like, man, what would I have done if they said, "Hey, Tommy, we gotta get this whale off the off the beach"?
I would have been like the person that had to deal with the guy in the hamster wheel.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this today.
I'd be like, man, my first instinct was like, cook it. That was the first thing I thought about.
Get somebody else to do
Somebody else do it.
it. Get somebody else to
That's
do
funny, man. One great thing that happened this week, Simone Biles
it.
is the GOAT in gymnastics. I don't watch it because I'm not a flipper anymore. I'll tell you
Mhm.
my story that ended my career in flipping.
Probably, but go ahead and tell us
So
again.
one day, like in elementary school, we was all flipping, right? It was this big hill at the school. We'll run down the hill to get a running start.
Mhm.
So when we get ready to flip, by the time we get to the bottom of the hill, we got enough speed to get enough hang time to get up in the air to do what type flips we gonna do. So I was just out there practicing, doing my thing, like, dude, like, I'm over the fear of flipping, right? Because it's a
Mhm.
fear,
The
man.
fear is landing on your face.
And I did. Like, actually, I hit my head
Mhm.
really, really hard.
On the
Like, I don't
concrete or dirt?
dirt,
Mhm.
and I don't know what happened, but it hurt.
What
And
happened was you hit your
no, I'm saying
head.
I don't know what happened that I hit my head,
Mhm.
but man, that thing hurt,
You ain't
and
took right.
I ain't do something.
Mhm. I don't flip on anything but a trampoline.
Man, I used to, man.
Might not
We
even be able to get me to flip over on
like
the bed.
I wasn't the best flipper. Like, it was this dude named Quentin.
Mhm.
Flip his ass off.
Artie was like that.
Was he?
Mhm.
I mean, like, stuff I was like front flip, back flip, tucks, twisters, all type of stuff. I'm like, all right, I can do a tuck. Let me try this twister. I can do that. But front flips bothered me. So this was a backflip.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't know what happened and stuff like that. The coolest thing is when you see somebody do like continuations.
Like
Or
the
even,
Bill Street flippers used to be out.
yeah, I guess I've never seen them.
They probably still are out, but like they used to flip up and down Bill,
Yeah,
and people would like
throw
throw
money in.
money at
Yeah, like it's cool. Like, it's cool to see because there's something you don't see on a regular basis. But then when somebody do it, you like, oh snap, impressed. But Simone Biles, she basically she now has 34 medals across the world championships
them.
and the Olympics, more than any other gymnast in the history of the sport.
Hmm.
And she got a move named after her because of the difficulty
Hmm.
of it, and she landed it. I don't know what the move is called, but I
The
think
small Biles. I
it is called the Simone Biles.
mean, it's named after her.
But like, I think that's so cool. And I seen sometime this week where they did she's been doing this for like 10 years professionally,
Hmm.
and like, they was making the comparison of how she came in the game winning and how she's continued to win
Hmm.
over all
Even
this
though they'd be
time.
like she old for a gymnast.
Yeah. So I was like, man, it's just, I think it's really dope that she's been able to, even with the break
Hmm.
that she took at the last Olympics, that she, like, basically still has been able to continue to win because, for my sport, track, like, that don't happen, you know. Like, you might take a break, but at some point,
The only breaks that I really see, like where people still come back, is kids,
yeah,
and then they tend to have those. They tend to have kids in between, like the Olympics,
yeah,
so that it's not hurting your chances
yeah.
of.
Like, you're still being able to compete at a
Hmm.
high level, but like over a span of, like, you only seen it. Shelly Ann Fraser,
Hmm.
um, Allison Felix did it. Um, Usain Bolt was the most impressive in my book to do it because I think he spanned 3 Olympics or something like that. Like, I think he did 3 Olympics where he basically didn't
I
lose.
know Jamaica was so proud of Usain Bolt.
Oh, that's
Like,
like,
no, I'm just saying, like, we like going around the island, they're like, that's Usain's high school. And I'm like, all right, cool.
yeah,
How long is it to where we go?
yeah.
We done passed here 3 times
Right,
already.
right. Are we lost, guys? I didn't come down here to get lost,
I did not come here to also see Usain Bolt's high school. I came to do some other things.
man.
You done
But
got distracted.
yeah, I did for a little
I
second.
saw it in your face.
Man, I'm just trying to find something else, man. I
You know,
mean,
you can end before
no,
the
well,
hour
I'm
mark.
gonna give an hour, man. So what
Oh,
else
okay.
can we talk about? What
I
else happened?
I don't know what has happened this week. It's been a fairly quiet week in my brain. I
Yeah.
got a lot of stuff I need to actually sit down and work on. I don't know how those things are going to happen, but I'm gonna try
Oh, big
it.
thing. Finally finished the fence.
And he didn't record it.
I didn't. I was like, but like this fence thing has taken so much time that I got frustrated at the end.
We still got one more thing to
Yeah, we
do.
gotta we gotta do that. But the fence is done.
Yeah, the fence is up. It's good to go. I was supposed to like post. I took a picture of you and Damon.
Yeah,
Damon was standing there like this.
yeah.
I sent it to April. She was like, "Why he look like he over it?" I was like, "Cause he working with Tommy." Tommy is over it, and he passes that energy off to the next
Yeah,
person. The other person is like, "No, we can go and do this, this, and this," and he like, "No."
yeah. Because I did all of this, but I think that was the reason why I didn't record it was because I was like mentally I'm done with doing this fence,
Mhm.
and it's like those little things that you have to do um, to finish it up.
Mhm.
Like from mistakes that you made, you got to clean it up a little bit and stuff like that. And
So
the
now we just have to seal the wood.
yeah,
We got to seal a lot of wood because we need to do the deck and
yeah.
stuff as well.
Um, but it was a big taking, and it still amazes me that I was able to like how I did it. Like, yeah, it's things that I've figured out later on that I was like, I would have did this differently.
So, question: if I don't want to say if, when we leave this house, would you build a fence at the next house?
I would pay somebody at that point. Like the only reason I'm gonna build another fence is to for the garden. I was looking at something and it's not gonna be
It's not
how
gonna
it
be that
was.
type of fence.
Yeah. But if I had to, I
Hmm.
would. But if I could afford to just pay somebody, I would just do that. Or if I could pay somebody to help, like if I needed the help, because it's a the issues that I ran into is the stuff that I couldn't do by myself.
Hmm.
Like putting that the gate up,
Hmm.
I couldn't do that by myself. So I needed help and I didn't have it.
Hmm.
Um
But we saved about what, $4,000?
I don't know how much this fence costs, like to be honest with you.
I gotta go through your receipts.
Yeah. I have no clue how much it costs.
But from what I remember,
Like they was gonna charge us five
yeah.
or something like that to do the whole thing. Which
Oh, I don't have all the receipts because you didn't use Home Depot for like the gate kit, the latch, and
yes I did.
oh, you did.
Yeah.
I have to look through the receipts then.
But yeah, the fence is done and I'm gonna get a video what I got recorded up and
You
then
gonna do it
and then
and
I'm gonna do a video. Like I'm gonna pull my drone out and everything, get some drone shots.
oh,
But the
okay.
cool part is I looked at the before picture
Hmm.
and then looked at the after. And I was
Makes you
like,
smile.
yeah, it does.
Hmm.
It does.
Yes.
Um had to deal with spiders. And that
Oh
boy.
my God, these spiders! Like I get it. This happens every fall, but these spiders are so big.
Yeah. And I hate it when they be like, oh, the spiders don't bother you. Man, it's a spider.
You know what? The ones in the garden, I leave them alone.
Yeah.
Like I don't bother them at all because they're eating, like they have their webs and their webs catch the pests.
Hmm.
So I'm cool with you. Just don't be sitting on my tomato when
Yeah.
I'm trying to harvest
Like they're black and
it.
yellow. So automatic, they're big and they're black and yellow. So
And these
automatically,
the big body spiders that I
yeah, I'll
got
be
this
like,
time of year.
oh God.
The mom was so funny. Because he had said he would put the bricks on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
And you was like, Demond said he'd do it. He was like, no, Demond said. And I was like, what time Demond's not gonna do that?
Tommy not either. I ain't going over there, man.
You gonna go this winter?
Yeah, probably. I mean, like, if I, yeah, I'm gonna go to clean it out and figure out how to keep it from growing back so much.
Mm-hmm.
But man, forget all that. But yeah, so that's done. So now we just move on to the next thing, which we gotta finish the kids' bathroom. So That's the next thing.
Yeah, back inside for a little bit. I didn't measure. I probably need to measure. But looking at wood to build the beds and
Yeah.
trying to plant. Bless you.
She automatically looks, turns around and look. You like, hey, you need to clean my nose.
Ain't even nothing come out.
Yeah.
Need to build the beds along the back fence. I don't really know how that's gonna work because we also want to put a storage room
Hmm.
back there. But
We'll figure it out.
it's gonna be interesting. We also need to figure out where we're gonna put the strawberry patch at
Hmm.
because we're gonna move those out of the containers into a bed
Yeah.
next year because I'm gonna add new strawberries into the patch
Yeah.
or eh,
Yeah.
grow new strawberries.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it.
You made
Yeah, we made it.
it.
Just like I have nothing, nothing,
How much
nothing.
more of this book do you have?
6 hours.
Oh Lord, you just
It's
started.
it's it's a 12-hour book.
Oh, okay, so you're halfway through.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, is she the one that's reading it?
Her and somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Like she read one part of it so far, then the other person read. I want to do an audio book, like recording it. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you. We love you. We want you to have a great weekend and continue to support us. Watch the videos that we have, and leave comments and everything like that. We need to set up something to where people can send
Okay.
us stories so we talk about it on Saturday morning.
I'll make a post
Yeah,
for next Saturday
yeah. So
on like
anyway,
Thursday.
if you got a story, send it to us somehow. And
Somehow.
we love you guys. We want you guys to have a great weekend. We out.
All right, bye,
Peace.
y'all. Tell everybody bye. Tell them bye. Wave bye bye. Why you whispering?